My name's Jeff Milling. I'm 26 years old and I'm the CTO and CMO of jmkride USA. When I was a kid, I was really into rollerblading. Most of the time it was just me out on my blades at the cul-de-sac, and I think that's where I developed a lot of my love of the fluidity of wheeled sports. Like I would just spin around, go backwards, do spins and stuff. And then I dropped rollerblading when I was in high school and started skateboarding like a cool kid. And when I saw free skating, I realized like, wow, this is the perfect balance between the things I liked about rollerblading and also the convenience of carrying around a skateboard and not having to take your shoes off. Yeah, it just really has an unbeatable flow to it. I love it. Throughout my childhood, I was never into like competitive sports. And so I didn't really take a very competitive approach to free skating. And I think that has helped me kind of just be skating for myself. And when I'm just skating for myself, I'm just out there to have fun. I don't really pay too much attention to the exact tricks that I'm doing. It's mostly just me out there. Maybe I'll put in some headphones and I'll just have a good time skating around. I think what I value more than specific tricks might be flowing through free skating and showing the fluidity of all of the tricks and how you can tie them together. Oh, I think it really depends on the day, you know? If I have something to be upset about, all you gotta do is put in some hardcore, some post-hardcore. If I'm just jamming, I mean, anything. Like, I love the format. That's one of my favorite skate music because it's very circusy. Yeah, you're right. Like when I was first learning some tricks, like maybe the first year I occasionally had a skate buddy who would be skating with me, but after that it got to the point where no one was skating with me for the majority of the time. I guess it's kind of sad to say. It's like I got to a point where the person who I used to skate with would get like kind of offended by the tricks I was doing. He'd be like, how can you do that? Like I'm upset about that. So I ended up skating on my own and developing my own style and enjoyment of the tricks. But when jmkride enabled me to go out and see the community and meet all of the other people in the world who shared my passion for this sport, it really opened my eyes to how much fun it is to free skate with friends. When you're there skating with your friends, it's really not about the tricks unless you're playing a game of skate. It's just shared enjoyment of free skating. It's a very free-form thing. It's a beautiful thing. When I was in college, free skating was definitely a relief, a stress reliever for me. I would just be skating between classes and maybe after homework was done at the end of the night. There wasn't a lot of time to drive somewhere to do a hobby, and there wasn't a lot of space to be playing sports or anything like that organized with others. And free skating really fit into my schedule and was just flexible enough to take anywhere and do at any time. When I started at college, the word on the street was that the main company that made the Freeskates was going out of business. The future of the sport was up in the air, and I had no idea whether or not there was a community behind the sport or not. I just loved the sport independent of the community. Today, the community is amazing and supportive and very diverse. There's people all around the world who love the sport and want to share it with others, and I love that a lot. And it's very supportive. Everyone is helpful and leaving comments and discussing the best ways to do tricks and things like that. And people are really thankful for the tutorials that we've made at jmkride, and I'm really happy to have enabled a lot of people to learn faster by making those tutorials. You might think that if you see someone who is able to ride 50 feet down a hill in the day one that they're destined for greatness on free skates, but really day one doesn't matter. What matters is day 100, you know? What matters is, are you the kind of person that keeps coming back to it and keeps sticking with it and enjoying it? Because If you're not enjoying it, and if you're stressing yourself and pressuring yourself to learn faster and do better, that's not how you're gonna do it. In the end, that's just not the recipe for success. Nowadays, because I was fortunate enough to move down to San Diego and start with jmkride and made a career out of it, freeskating means so much more than it has ever meant to me before. I'm really passionate about spreading this sport to others and sharing my passion for the sport and showing others just how achievable it is, how beautiful it is, and enabling others to enjoy that as well. I do about as much skating for myself as I do skating for others. Like, the half of the tricks that I do these days is keeping both my toes down, picking up my front foot, and pushing off and going downhill just to demonstrate for others. I couldn't be more happy teaching people how to free skate.